Hi, my name's Tanya. I'm a psychologist with a BA, not a master's, and I want to do a series on religion, church. Um, I don't have any background in church. I don't. I've never taken a class. I got baptized and confirmed, so I being that I got baptized and confirmed, that was way back when. I have my old Bible with my name imprinted on it, and I have a book of songs. I'm not going to tell you the name of the book, but it's from the 1800s. It's a very good book, and I like it. And I want to sing some songs, and I want to also hold like a church class. It's not, I'm not a pastor. I don't claim to be. And I don't even know if women are pastors. Is that true? I don't know. I don't attend church, but I want to start. And the reason I'm getting to this point is because I only have really an outlet of family members, two, that I talk to. And I can't find work as a psychologist. I don't have connections. So I wanted to find a church to belong to get connections, or maybe volunteer or something to get me started in my field, because I need to find work. I need to work. So this is going to be for everyone else. Maybe I can help just one person. And maybe by depicting and going through what a verse in the Bible means, and maybe by doing some hymnals or singing some songs, I might give someone hope, or I might make someone, might help someone believe in something other than just themselves, spiritual. Now, I'm not going to tell you what religion this is. I'm not going to tell you what book it was or how I was confirmed or baptized. I'm not going to tell you anything like that. I'm just going to tell you the dates, no names. No names of who made the songs up, because they're in the book. No, I'm not telling you nothing. All I'm doing is holding like a class. I took a class. I tried to get into churches many times, and I've never fit in the churches. It's like a clique, I'm telling you. You gotta fit in. And I tried to become part of the choir, to sing, and I like the songs that have to do with churches. And I quit. I quit the churches too. So I'm going to be going by myself to try to find a church, to try to meet people and to fit in somewhere. That's so hard to fit in now, isn't it? It is. Okay, so this is going to be a series. I'm going to do it all the way up until I find a job. Every day on here. And if you find me, great. If you don't, I guess it's your tough luck. If you could pass this and share it, great. Anywhere on social media, I don't mind whatsoever. And I'm going to start today, right now. I can't, I'm going to start live streaming in 24 hours, and that'll be 2 days from now. Tomorrow will be another one and I'm going to get this off of my computer. I don't want it on my computer at all. So I'm going to upload it, and then it's going to be for your viewing, and it's going to be gone. It's not going to be on my computer anyway. I don't want someone to try to say they're me and try to claim this to be theirs. Or I don't want them to know it's my computer that this came from. You're not going to know who I am. Because I look different at times. Don't ask me why, but I do. I can do my hair different. I have the many faces of Tanya, for real. And if you saw some of my faces on my Facebook, you would see I at times look so different. So they changed my look somehow. How is that possible? I don't know how anything's possible, really. But it's real, and I have proof of it because they're all pictures I dug, and they look like different people at different times, different structure of faces, different eye color, different everything about it. This videos come blurry, which I'm happy for, because you can't really tell my eye color, you can't really tell so much, and I don't want you to know. Okay, enough of that. Enough of me. I'm a psychologist. I'm not a pastor, and I'm just holding like a class where we learn about the Bible and we learn about songs. And I'm going to pick a song right now. And with this song, I hope you like it. And I'm going to start with "O Little Town of Bethlehem." And it was made up in 1868 in this book. Okay, it's an old book. I love this book. Okay. I'm not the best singer, and I don't remember the beats. I am not hearing an organ in the background, because that's how church service usually is, with an organ, and then a bunch of people singing. That's a traditional service. That's what I like, and that is what I prefer. Hopefully I can find one. I'll give you the background of what I think a church should be like, and what I learned from. To me, a church should be a pastor that is taking phrases or taking parts of a scripture and stating it the way you should state it, because you should quote it exactly the way it is in your book, and then relating it to real life, giving examples. I'm going to give you tons of examples, and I'm going to try to avoid any examples about myself, and just picking random things or making up stuff for you to understand what the verse might mean. But I'm not going to really I'm not good at making up stuff. So it's going to be real life stuff about people that I've met along the way, or somebody other than myself. And then these songs, I'm trying to tell you, I can't sing that well for church stuff, because I don't get that high. I don't really know the beats by the piano, and it's been a long time since I took saxophone and actually knew a whole note or half note or quarter note or whatever it is. Reading sheet music was 40 some years ago for me, 30 some years ago, so it was a long time ago. So I'm going to do the best I can at singing it, and hopefully you appreciate it. If you don't like my singing, so sorry. If you do like it, great, no big deal. But here it goes. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see the light. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. For Christ is born of Mary, and gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wondering love. O morning stars, together proclaim the holy birth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to men on earth. How silently the wondrous gift is given, so God imparts to human hearts the blessing of his heaven. No ear may bear his coming, but in this world of sin, where meek souls will receive him still, the dear Christ enters in. O holy child of Bethlehem, descend to us, we pray, cast our sin and enter in, be born in us today. We hear the Christmas angels, the great glad tidings tell. Oh, come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel. Okay, what did we just learn? We learned when Christ is born to Mary, Christ is Jesus. Okay? Jesus Christ means Christianing. Christ is Christianing. It's not Jesus' last name. I wanted to tell you that. Jesus' last name, we don't know what it is. But Christ means Christianing, and he was Christianed by the people that gathered around him and gave the gifts on Christmas Day, the day he was born. So Christ, Christianing. Christianing means is Christ. That's why they nicknamed it Christ. And then also they called it Christmas because Christ, and then they added muss and Christmas. I decided to name it Christmas Day. And that's a little history that I know. And we learned that Christ, Jesus, is Christ, and the Lord is a separate person called Emmanuel. We just learned that the Lord's name is Emmanuel. It is not the same person, the Lord and Jesus. They're two separate individuals. And Mary, we always knew that Jesus was born to Mary. Everybody knows that. And they Mary Magdalene, Mary Magdalene. That's who Jesus was born to. And he was christened, just like baptismal, by the people that were there. And that's why they called it Christmas Day. So that's my first insert to what I'm going to do. And maybe you'll be addicted. Maybe you'll find it interesting. Maybe you'll say, how did you know that? I just know. And I don't know how to lie. I'm not good at it. So you can take it for what it's worth. And you can say, oh, that sounds horrible. Or you can take it however you want. But I'm just saying this stuff. And either you want to be a part of it and you're curious as to what's going to be said, or you want nothing to do with it and you know what you know and what you've learned, and that's for real and that's the truth, and that's what you're going to go by. I don't know how. Whatever you want to do, it's your own choice, it's your own decision. That's something about people. We all get to make those. We get to make our own choices and decisions. You don't have to listen to me, and you can call me whatever you want to. I won't take offense. But if you appreciate it and you like it, maybe you'll follow me and you can share this, and maybe you'll find it rewarding. See, what is the Bible, and what is Jesus, and what is all of it for? Here's a lesson for the day. It's to give you hope. It's to give you a place of belonging. It's to help give you spirit, something to believe in other than yourself, for all the bad things that might happen or come about, and to try to help you in some way. It's to you'll be more well-rounded. You'll be more how do I say it? People come to church for different reasons. Some come for a sense of belonging. Some come to give their kids a good education, a good, well-rounded, so they'll learn things. Okay, some come to get off drugs, or to get off of whatever their addictions are, or to try to find hope somewhere when all is lost. Some come to get together with people and show their faith, just for belief, just when things are at their worst, there's deaths in the family, and this and that, and the other thing happens, they want to try to understand it. So it gives you a sense of understanding, a sense of belonging, a sense of so much. So believing in something other than yourself can lift a spirit. And knowing that someone was so selfless, who Jesus was when he died on the cross that day, and he realized that, okay, they just sinned. They did. They killed him and whipped him, and he didn't do anything wrong other than proclaim that he is holy in some way. So he didn't say he was God. He didn't say he was this. He didn't say he was that. He's just holy, and because he did that, and these people beat him, and he was put through so much. I think everybody's seen the Christ movie, right? I think who was I can't remember who the actor was that played him. Very attractive actor, in my opinion. But he played Mel Gibson, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. There was a Christ movie. And if you saw it, great. If you didn't, sorry, I guess you didn't see it. Some people didn't want to see it, maybe. But that was pretty close depiction of what happened to Jesus. Yes, very close. And in that, Jesus was up there, and he basically forgave all the ones that beat him, and they sinned. He forgave them, and it wasn't their fault. They were ordered to do it. Jesus knew that. He knew they had to do that, or what would happen to them. And so he forgave them for them torturing him and putting him through all of that. And everybody's life, something bad happens. At some point, some people go through life with nothing that bad happens, but just about most of us all have scars of some sort, or have went through some kind of trauma, or have had a death, or had something happen in our lives. And we look to church for that hope. We look to Jesus for him releasing them from being evil. And he let them slide from being evil, and he forgave them for their sin. And because it's just like military have orders. They're told it's time to shoot, or you have to take this person out. They have to kill. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they have to kill. It's their job. That's what it was. It was their job. And being that it's their job, it's not their fault, right? We all sin, and we want to be forgiven. Some of us want to be forgiven, some of us don't. We'll take that and say, you know what? I did that, and I wanted to do that. I want to go where I belong, and I belong in hell. And I want to be in hell. There is a hell, and there is a heaven. And heaven's up above, and hell, it doesn't matter where they are, but they do things wrong, and they want to be together with a bunch of people that do things wrong. And but is it so wrong what they do? Should we learn to forgive people? Okay, you have a person, and they killed someone. Some states have the death penalty and some don't. Okay, they killed a person. They could have been innocent. We don't know. But they were found guilty. They got death row. Okay. You get to watch this, and someone's forced to kill them right in front of you. And you were one of the victims' family members. And you think this is going to help you. It doesn't. It gives you bad dreams. It goes through you, and you have to see them die. It's not fun. It doesn't make the hurt go away of the person you lost. It doesn't make you feel any better. It it didn't do that for you what you thought it would. All of them say it. All of them do. They didn't get the satisfaction. They wanted some kind of satisfaction. They wanted them to pay for their sins. The best way to pay for your sins is for them to be behind bars for the rest of their life and realize, I can't get out. I'm stuck in this miserable joint, eating this shit for the rest of my life, and I have to pay for what I did wrong. That's more. And that makes them have to realize and maybe feel guilty for what they did and maybe realize they were wrong. That's more of a hell, and to take jobs and to have to do this, that, and the other thing in jail and be behind bars. It's a better place for them, in my opinion. I'm glad I'm in a state that is not a death penalty state. That's how I feel, but that's not how our laws are. Sometimes you feel different than what the laws are. And sometimes you feel the need to stand up and rise. So some of these people that the ones that the family members, now I'll go back to that, they have to learn to forgive the person that did it, and they have to learn to let go of that death and realize someday they'll see them again when they're past. Either everybody lives on forever in heaven and hell, so they'll get to see them again one day. And you realize that you have to forgive the one that did it, and that's what's going to release it. You let go of what they did wrong. And the best and the easiest way to let go of what someone did wrong is knowing that they did it for a reason. Everybody does something for a reason. Finding out what that reason was that they committed that crime or they committed that death gives you the satisfaction, if you can ever find that. Some never will. But you have to realize they did it for a reason. And that reason was so strong that they ended up doing whatever they did. And I said killing someone, so they killed someone for a reason. Whatever the reason is. Everybody has choices and decisions, and they make them. And they have reasons for why they do it. Finding out the reasons is the key to being able to reset. Or realizing if you walked in their shoes, they had to have had a reason to do it. Some people die accidents. That's different. Accidents happen. It's a part of life. But accepting that it happened, letting go, and moving on is the challenge that we all have to face when we know someone who died of an accident, like a car accident. So, what I want to say is that, hell, people do things wrong, and there's a place for them to go, and they get to live on forever. Why do they do things wrong? Why doesn't everybody make the proper choice? Why isn't everybody alike? That would be boring. Yes. Okay, and we don't all want to make the same choice as someone else. We want to make our own choice for our own reasons. We don't want someone to tell us what to do. Unless if it's a job, then we have to pretty much obey. Okay, so we want to make our own choices and decisions. And we hope that some make the best choice and decisions for themselves. Say they believe in something really hard, and they believe in a certain thing. And they're just, I want this changed. And they get together, a whole bunch of people, and they have like a protest or like a walking march, and everybody is protesting something. And why did they just start something on fire? Why are the police coming this way? Why are they being so strong about this, and why are they having this and making this destruction. And other people sit back and wonder why, and then that gets them scared that they never want to protest. It's not a friendly one. It's more of like what's going on in Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong is demonstrators are actually getting shot, and things are going on, and demonstrators are how is it put? Demonstrators are getting beat up by cops, and there's tear gas, and so they might light a car on fire. They might destroy property. They might get in a fight, literally, and defend their honor against a police officer who's gotten a baton and he's hitting them. Okay, so what if that one beat him up so hard for defending his honor that or for getting in a fight with one of the police officers and ended up killing him and ends up in jail? What if one of the protesters did that and they just lost their temper and they couldn't control it and they just lost it for a minute and they beat him up so bad that he died? Okay, so he's going to jail, right? And but he stood up for what he believed in. He made his own choice. He acted out his aggression and he didn't stop. But he was a part of something and he believed in what he did. He wants to go to heaven. He wants to pay for his sins. And he wants to say, I made a difference. I stood up for what I believed in. So a lot of people who do things wrong do it for a reason. So you have a thief. Maybe they don't have enough to eat. Maybe they don't have what they need. Maybe they don't have shelter. And they just want a warm place to sleep for a night. And so they don't pay for their hotel room that they just slept in. Or, because hotel rooms are usually pay after sometimes. They used to be anyways. I don't know, just anything. Maybe they stole a car. There's all different reasons people steal. Tons of reasons that people steal. People steal for the thrill of it because they feel different inside when they steal. Some steal because they don't have enough money and they're thirsty or they're hungry and nobody will help them, so they just take out of a store, grocery store, or whatever. Some people steal because they don't have enough money to get by, and that makes up for it. They know avenues to sell things that are hot. We call them hot because these avenues get us by. Maybe they don't have the identification and can't work. Maybe they lost their identification and got stolen from and ripped off. All this stuff happened. There's many different reasons why people steal. Maybe they were on drugs and they want more drugs. Many different reasons. And because they don't want to get caught. Some never get caught. And some pay the price and get caught. Some get a felony. If you get a felony, then it's going to throw you into those avenues of drugs, sex, violence, whatever, to get by. So you're not homeless. Or some are too proud and would never steal. It just depends on the person. We all make our own choices and decisions, and some people would rather not steal and starve to death. And you need an actual driver's license to even get into a shelter. Did you know that? Yeah. So all these people are pushed out of work. Once you get a felony and once you get out of jail, it's harder to find work. It's next to impossible. You have to have someone believe in you, and you have to make enough money so you can get by and have enough food on the table to feed your family. And that's even a challenge for some of us that done nothing wrong. So who do they hire? They hire the people that they're not scared of. People that have never done anything wrong. The applications that are out there push people out. And people need to fight back. People need to get those jobs somehow. Even a criminal needs a job. Or otherwise, they're going to just commit more crimes. and they're going to be in the system underground doing what they have to do to get by and be very bitter because they can't find work if they want to work. So we push everybody out. Why? Because we're scared of them. We're scared of what we don't understand. On applications, it asks race, it asks disability, it asks vets, it asks, what else does it ask? It asks, are you receiving any benefits, government benefits? And if you are, you're forced to take whatever job they offer you at whatever price they want to pay you. And you could even get paid less than what you're really worth. Okay, so you got government benefits. These people also are pushed out. Do you have a felony? You can't even go to school if you have a felony. You can't go on and get a better education so you can get a better job. Do you have a felony? Are you a criminal? Do you do drugs? They do drug tests. Then you're ousted if you do drugs. Okay. So you have all these avenues and you get pushed out in all these different ways. And you all need work. We all need to work. That's why we need the jobs like manufacturing, where they don't care if you steal and they don't care if you have a felony, and they'll hire you. Why? Because you're going to sit on the line and you're going to do your job, and you'll produce, and you'll probably be a real good employee because you need the job. So they'll take you in. Construction might take you in. Different avenues might take you in. Waitressing might take you in. Different places might give you a chance, an opportunity. I think that sums it up for today. I didn't say it all the best, and I haven't said everything, and I'll give actual stories, and I'll go through actual scripture at another day. But this is all I'm going to say for today. And if it sounds like something that you want to listen to or something that you're interested in, you have to think about all the people. And I don't know who's in human resources, and I don't know why these companies ask all these questions on the applications, but it seems like they'll give you an immediate no letter if you have to answer one of those questions as to yes. It really does. And why do you think we have so many veterans that are homeless right now and that are on the streets? And all they need is something called Prazosin. It's a medication for post-traumatic stress disorder. It's also for high blood pressure, and you take it 3 times a day, and it should cure them of their PTSD. And that's what scares people of not wanting to hire veterans. And that's why they push them out, just because the veterans might lose it in one day and they don't want to get shot, probably. That's just what I think. But I think it's a discriminatory thing for all of that stuff to be on applications. Where am I going to find like minds? I don't know. I haven't gave my opinion on everything, but I'm giving my opinion on some things. And that's just my opinion. That's just knowing someone who has a disability, which I'm considered disabled. I've been on medicine for 15 years of my life. And being on medicine, I got pushed out of so many jobs. And no letters right away. I have to answer, yes, I have a disability. The ones that don't ask that, they're willing to hire me. But it's not what I'm looking for. Or their companies, it just not what I want to work for. Not what I want to do. I want to be in psychology and do what I went to school for. So I didn't want to be a house cleaner, cook. I want to do psychology. And that's what I went to school for. And most of those jobs I'm pushed out. And government jobs I'm pushed out. I'm pushed out all over the place. And that's when I started to click it all. There's so many homeless veterans. I bet they're pushed out too. Then they start to lose it on the streets. And they get pushed out of their home and everything else. I know you have to ask for IDs everything's with a number. If you don't have a number or ID, you can't get the shit. Sorry, you can't get anything. And that's not a real bad word. But I do swear. I am been through stuff, and when you go through stuff, you do get a tongue about you sometimes. But not very often. And I teach my kid not to swear too. And only do it when out of at just at times in my life. No one's perfect. No one is perfect. Why should you judge me if you don't know me and I swear? Is that not right for you? I smoke too. I smoke a lot. And some companies won't even hire if you smoke. She smells of cigarettes. She's a smoker. Oh, that's beneath us. We don't want to work with someone who smells. You're not going to get secondhand smoke in a building that you can't smoke in it anyways. But even they push you outside, and you have to be designated areas to smoke, even in outside events in our state. And you can't smoke in restaurants, you can't smoke in bars, you can't smoke anywhere except the casino. And they don't like it either there. They wish it was probably that way. But they don't have any laws the Indians have their own laws. So they can't control the Indians. And the Indians want the smoke, and they get the smoke. So that's good. At least there's some place to go where you can still smoke inside. I don't know what I want to say. And I don't know if I said it the best. I'll have other things where I'll bring up. And I'll bring up things and really pull the Bible apart and bring up situations and give examples of different things. But being that I had a disability and I was on medicine for 15 years, which I can't take anymore for reasons, and they've tried to get me in the psych ward twice in the last week. Just one, losing my temper, and the other one, something happened and they tried to get me in, and they didn't take me either time. I'm considered fine. So, and I have the medicine. If I need to take it, I'll take it. If I get paranoid, my eyes are in the end and I'm watching everything everybody does and I'm real paranoid, I'll go to the doctor and get back on the medicine. That's fine. But for right now, I'm off it, and my feet are doing well, or aren't doing well. They're swelled. My feet are always swelled for a year and a half now, and I can't get it to go away. I think it's a disease of some sort. I don't know, or a clot, or something is wrong. The edema for this is just ridiculous. And it could be diabetes, I don't know. I am overweight, so I'm trying to get my health in order. So I eat a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables, and I'm trying to limit how much I eat, and limit my sugars, and limit my salt and all that stuff so I don't swell up. And usually I'm in pain every night and I'm twitching. And when I was on medicine, I would sleep for hours upon days, like 16 hours a day. And I'm not going to be able to hold a job if I sleep 16 hours a day. I need to find work in psychology. And the other thing is, the other reason why I went off medicine is my memory is not so well. I still have to think, did I lock my car? I still do the clear all the time. I have a good memory. I know my memory will work good enough for a job. But on medicine, I don't even remember who I am or what I'm all about. I live for today and forward, and it makes me unmotivated. It makes me really boring. I don't talk much, and I get very depressed and not artistic at all. And that's what the medicine does to me. And I don't want to be on it. I want to eat fruits and vegetables, which I never used to. And I take a vitamin for the C, for when I'm lacking, take vitamins. And try to get over things on my own. And I wasn't paranoid with the cops. If I would have been paranoid and wouldn't have told them anything, I would have ended up right back in the psych ward. And I got beat up the last time I was in there. I don't want to be in there again. I choose not to. I choose to be out and trying to find work and get a job. But right now, I'm not applying because companies don't really hire around this time of year. So January I'm going to start real hard. And as soon as I get a job, these videos will stop. And I'm not going to do them anymore. But you can always look back at some of them as to what we've talked about. And maybe reflect. And maybe there's an interesting one that stands out to you that you like. I don't know. And I'm going to sing more hymnals. Hopefully I'll get through the whole book of the different songs for the song book, the book of songs. So I call it's hymn. They're all hymnals. They're all hymns, you see. So whatever you want to call it, the book of songs. And I'm not going to tell you what Bible I go by. I'm not going to tell you any of that stuff. All I'm going to do is read from it and go over things. And if you're hooked, great. And if you get disappointed and you really want me to keep going on after I get a job, maybe I will. For you, for the public. And hopefully I can help someone out there and give them a little boost of confidence. Even bad people need to find their way into a church sometimes. When you're at your lowest and you've hit your bottom and you need some kind of faith to bring you up. They don't want to know everything. They want to still go where they want to go. But they want a little boost to help them. Or maybe they need a friend. Like me, I don't have anyone in my life. So I don't have a lot of connections. I'm trying to get connections. That's all I know. I hope you share this, and I hope you like it. And until tomorrow will be my next day, and I'll upload a video, and then I'll go live in 2 days, and I'll be live and share it all over social media, and I hope you find some kind of value in it. Have a blessed night. Goodbye.